They'll be 7 games over 500 for the first time since July 1st, 1984. Still in all, the Braves have tried to make another move today, Chip, that could prove significant long-term. Tell the fans about it.
Well, the bullpen has been a problem of late for the Braves, and they might be getting some help. Former Brave Rick Mailer, a guy who spent 9 years in the organization, was released by the Expos. The Braves have offered him a contract, perhaps. He has 5 days to decide whether or not to take the Braves' offer and join the ball club. If he does join the Braves ball club, it certainly would be a help. He can start, he can relieve. He's a pretty good pitcher.
Don Sutton not with us tonight. His little girl is graduating high school out in California. We congratulate her and Mom and Dad, and we'll be back with the starting lineups, play-by-play story right after this.
Welcome back to Olympic Stadium, where the Braves and Expos get set to open up a weekend series here in Montreal. And let's take a look at the way Bobby Cox's Braves will line up in this opening game of the series. Former Expo Otis Nixon will lead off and play left field. Jeff Blauser will bat second and play third. He'll be followed by Ronnie Gant hitting third and playing in center. David Justice hits cleanup and plays in right. And then it's Sid Bream, the first baseman, hitting fifth. Greg Olson, the catcher, will hit sixth. Mark Lemke will bat seventh and play second base. Rafael Belliard, the only Brave to start every game this year, will hit eighth. And on the hill is Tom Glavine, seeking his 9th straight win of the year. The Expos defense looks this way, and left it's Ivan Calderon, Marquise Grissom in center. Junior Noboa, a good pinch hitter, gets the start in right field. Tim Wallach, the third baseman. Spike Owen is at shortstop. Delino DeShields, the second baseman. Walker is at first. Fitzgerald, the catcher, and Mark Gardner is the Expos pitcher. He's 1-3 with a 4.76 earned run average. The Braves beat him up in their last meeting in Atlanta on the 10th of this month. He went 4 innings and a third, gave up 11 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 home runs, both of those by David Justice. And hopefully the Braves will be able to do that to him again tonight here in Montreal. By the way, Gardner making his first start here at Olympic Stadium this season. His previous 6 starts all on the road. The umpires for tonight's game: Bruce Fleming will call the balls and strikes. Greg Bonet will call the plays over at first. Ed Montague at second, and Ed Rapuano is over at third. There have been a lot of changes here at Olympic Stadium. You see the temporary speakers hanging in right and in left field. There's a ground rule that starting from center field, 6 speakers over if you count them from left to right. If a ball hits any one of those speakers on the fly, it's a home run. It's a bit of an optical illusion from that vantage point and from the broadcast position, because the speakers don't look like they're beyond the fence, but the engineers say they are. So if a ball hits the speakers on the fly, it is a home run. Some of the other changes, the outfield, you see the bleachers have been set up beyond the fence, and the field has been moved 40 feet closer to the stands. So it's a different look here at Olympic Stadium.
And we're ready to go. You're not going to introduce me, huh? Okay. There goes the allowance. Otis, you already knew me. Otis Nixon leads it off, and Gardner's first pitch of the ball game is a curved strike, and we're underway. It's 0-1.
To be honest, I forgot your name there for a minute.
Oh, yeah? Gardner delivered. Shortened a bunt, and foul tipped it. It's 0-2. So Gardner quickly out in front. 8-6 was the score when Glavine beat Gardner last Sunday afternoon in Atlanta. Otis waits. He's a former Montreal performer, and the curve bends outside. A ball and 2 strikes. He stands very deep in the box. Nowhere near. Fastball, 2-2. Braves 2 behind the Dodgers, 1 on the loss side. 2 ahead of the Reds, 2.5 ahead of the Padres. Talking about the Atlanta team. A 2-2 pitch. Strong, a little pop on the infield. Wallach out, Owen out. Owen on the run, makes the catch, 1 away. Nixon pops out to start the game, and Jeff Blauser the batter. Blauser hitting .267. He made the play to end the game last night. Called a pop fly as soon as it left the bat as the wind began to gust in New York. You should have heard the lines after the game. First watch Blauser. While he's doing this, Lemke claims he was screaming, Plenty of room, plenty of room. And after the game, Lemke and Belliard said they were too short to try to catch that ball, and they got all over Blauser for calling it so soon. Everything's funny when you win a pitch. Strike called, outside corner. It's 1-1. This stadium has cost more than $1 billion so far, and the Canadian taxpayers foot the bill. Almost hit him inside. Much of the money they're trying to get back through high cigarette taxes. Cigarettes cost $6 a pack here. And about $4.50 of that is taxes, and you can't smoke in the stadium. Swung and missed. 2-2. You can smoke down below. They still have a lot of work to do. They've been working on this place for a long, long time. It's getting better all the time. The 2-2 pitch. Curve, swung, fly ball, left field. Calderon is there waiting. 2 down. Blauser flies to left, and Ronnie Gant will be the batter. In straightaway center field, next year they hope to have a huge scoreboard message center like the one in Toronto, right in straightaway center where the black etching and the concrete are. That's going to be a huge scoreboard, on the scoreboard that's now up in left center. Obstructing seats will be taken down. But their disappointment has been their attendance. The pitch. Swung, and there's a drive. Deep left center field. Kiss that baby goodbye. And that one is over the bleachers for a homer. Ronnie hits his 12th, his 32nd RBI, and Atlanta has the lead. And when he hits him, he hits him. He crushed that ball.
And it seems like he does this a lot on the first pitch he sees on the night. He's led off some games as the first batter with some solo blasts. Well, this one, a cannon shot deep to left. Gives the Braves a 1-0 lead. It was a curveball that stayed up in the strike zone, and Gant crushed it. That's Gant's 7th home run of the year in the first inning this season, and it puts the Braves in front.
Hit it right over the bleachers. David Justice stands in. He had 2 home runs against Gardner in Atlanta. Fastball high, 1 ball, no strikes. David, I think, last night more proud of beating out that bunt than anything he's done in a long time. He laid down a beauty in the top of the 9th. Up the middle, base hit. So Justice just keeps on doing it. He came into the game tied for 6th in hitting, 5th in home runs, 1st in RBIs, tied for 3rd in multi-hit games, 3rd in runs, tied for 4th in hits.
Well, the Braves got 11 hits against Gardner in the last start. That was 4 days ago, and they've liked what they've seen so far in this game. Right back up the middle by Justice.
Justice also 2nd in total bases, 3rd in doubles, 5th in on-base percentage, 3rd in slugging percentage, 2nd in extra base hits. That's an MVP type year to this point. Here's Sid Bream. Justice is running. The throw is high, but they still got it. Justice now just 5 out of 13 in the stolen base department. But the Braves break out on top. A run on 2 hits. Gant's homer, the pitch low. No errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the first. 1-0 Braves.
The Braves got 1 in their half of the first. We go to the bottom half, and here's the lineup the Expos will send against Tom Glavine. Delano DeShields will lead it off. Fan plays second base. Marquise Grissom hits second and plays center. Ivan Calderon hits third and plays in left field. Tim Wallach, the third baseman, the Expos cleanup man. Mike Fitzgerald, the catcher, will hit fifth. At first base, it's Larry Walker, then Junior Novoa, Spike Owen, and Gardner, the pitcher. There's a look at the Braves defense, and tonight Tom Glavine goes for his 9th win of the year. He has won his last 8 straight. 9th win in a row, that is. He's 10-2, as you see. 71 strikeouts, 14 walks. If Glavine wins his 9th in a row tonight, he'll tie Buzz Capra's the longest winning streak by an Atlanta Brave.
Delano DeShields leads it off against him, hitting .238. He leads the league in walks. He's 4th in runs, tied for 3rd in stolen bases, all of which means he's a good man to keep off base. Lifetime Glavine just 2-6 against the Expos. 1 ball, no strikes. Low again. It's 2-0. Kenny Williams, who played so well against the Braves a week ago in Atlanta, is out. Available to pinch hit only. He's got an aggravated hamstring. Dave Martinez, a sprained knee, is also limping for Montreal. There's a strike. It's 2-1 to DeShields. The Expos have drawn just 350,000 so far. They're averaging 13,484 per game. They're better than that tonight. Fouled away. It's 2-2. There's Kenny Williams. 2 balls, 2 strikes. DeShields stands back in there. Strike 3 called. Breaking ball outside corner. DeShields called out on strikes. Glavine was behind 2-0, battled back. His 72nd strikeout of the year.
Olson sets up outside. Good breaking ball. And DeShields had no chance.
As the night goes on, we'll have our Braves question of the night, also known as Ask Glenn Diamond, and we want to make sure you watch on Sunday because we're going to have a really terrific question on that occasion. Breaking ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Not that the rest of them aren't good, but we found one that's especially meaningful, we think. So be sure you're with us Sunday afternoon. Swung and missed the fastball. A ball and a strike to count. Just missed the inside corner with a fastball. 2-1. The Dodgers are home tonight after that long road trip, so we won't find out how they're doing until later. They take on the Cardinals. The pitch. Swung and missed it. It's 2-2. Grissom, who left, what was it, 140 tickets last Friday night in Atlanta. I asked Richard Griffin, their PR man, how many left tonight. He said 4. The pitch. Swung, ground ball to third. Blauser up and throwing. 2 down. Ivan Calderon will be the batter. Calderon having a fine year since coming over in the Tim Raines deal. 9th in the league in hitting at .298, 6th in RBIs with 38. He has 7 homers. Against the Braves, he is 6 out of 19 on the year. He's driven in 1 run and scored 3. Low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Threw the fastball right by him. 1-1. Well, here we go again. Rumors have kicked up on Sports Ticker that former Expo manager Buck Rogers is waiting in the wings to take over from Greg Riddick in San Diego. Riddick has really been ripped by some of his players and former players. That's just a rumor. 2 balls and a strike. Tim Wallach is on deck. 3-1, and Wallach, one of the few guys around who just beats Glavine like a drum. Wallach 9 out of 28 against him in his career. 5 of those 9 hits homer. The pitch. And he's going to get a chance to bat here with a runner at first and 2 out. Calderon draws a walk. So Wallach stands in there. Tim slowly raising his average. He's up to 249 now. 6 homers, 27 RBI. The Expos have been scoring runs, 60 runs in their last 10 games. The stretch. Runner goes. The pitch is high, and he'll steal it without a play. He stole that off Glavine. Number 17 for Calderon. The pitch was high for a ball, so a runner in scoring position. 2 out.
You see 4 steps before even Glavine releases the ball, and Olson had no chance.
And that's the mark of a good catcher. Don't get macho. If you don't have a chance, hang on to it so the runner doesn't possibly wind up at third. By the way, you see right behind home plate, those are new seats there. It's like Dodger Stadium. What do those go for? $8,000 a copy. It's a $3,000 club fee and $5,000 to join, and then the seats cost you $3,000. And they've sold about half of them. Very nice. Runner at second, 2 down. One ball, no strikes. Calderon edges away. Threw the fastball by him. 1-1. The count to Tim Wallach. Understand Rick Mailer is taking a little vacation down in the West Palm Beach area. Oh, well, Rick, you know the old saying, Delta is ready when you are. Come see us. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to third. Should end the inning. Blauser hops, skip, throws him out, and the inning is over. No hits, no runs, no errors, 1 left. At the end of an inning, the Braves lead 1-0. We go to the second inning. Sid Bream will lead it off. He was at the plate when Justice was gunned down stealing in the top of the first. A little low from Mark Gardner. 1 ball, no strikes. If you joined us late, Ronnie Gant hit a solo home run to give Atlanta the lead in this game. Fly ball, twisting foul down the left field line. Gardner out of Los Angeles, 6'1", a 200-pounder. Out of Fresno State University. Low and inside with the pitch, 3-1. So Bream ahead in the count. And Bream draws a leadoff walk. A good start to the second inning. Greg Olson will come to the plate. Olson, 3 out of 3 against Gardner in his career. That was all Sunday afternoon in Atlanta. A couple of big Braves fans looking in St. Louis tonight. Art and Mary Timmerberg celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. Our sincere congratulations to them. And thanks for watching Braves baseball. The pitch. Low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, Greg Olson certainly has matched last year's all-star numbers in the first half of the season.
You could call that consistency out of the blocks.
You
Didn't
could.
have anything else to do but stretch. The 1-0 upstairs, 2-0, and the plate jumping around on Gardner. Jimmy Williams runs through the signs at third base. John Smoltz against Dennis Martinez tomorrow night. Charlie Liebrad against Chris Nabholz on Sunday. And then it's on to Philadelphia. Swung and popped him up. Foul territory. Let's see if it reaches the seats. It does. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Boy, those speakers are weird looking. To repeat that again, there are these clusters of speakers hanging out over the field, and the first 6 clusters in from center field, both on the left and right sides. It's a home run if you hit either one of them. We were thinking before the game they ought to paint numbers on them, and if you hit number 4, you get 4 runs. Expos people didn't think that was such a good idea. Throw to first, runner back. Olson again checks out. Jimmy Williams. 2-1 the count. Not a whole lot of speed in the batter's box or on the bases here for Atlanta. Mark Lemke is on deck. Throw to first. Bream scrambles back. Again, Gardner looks in. Look out. Did it hit him? It did. Olson was nicked with that pitch, and runners are at first and second with nobody out.
Boy, nowhere you can go on this. Right across the chest. Watch it zip by. Right underneath the tomahawk.
A glancing blow, fortunately, and 2 are on with nobody out, and Lemke the batter. And how will the Braves play it? Lemke, Belliard, and Glavine the next 3. Braves have a chance at a big inning here in the second. The outfield plays Lemke straight away. Actually, the right fielder, Noboa, into right center. The pitch. Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. And time is called, and Larry Bernhardt, the pitching coach, is on his way to the mound to talk things over with Mark Gardner, who's in a bit of a mess here. 2 on, nobody out, and a 1-0 count on Mark Lemke. Mike Fitzgerald joins the conversation. Don't forget the Braves home against the New York Mets on Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. There are your numbers for tickets, and the Dodgers in the weekend after that. So a lot of fun in store at the ballpark. And now, has Fitzgerald lost to contact or what? What's going on down there? I mean, we're all good friends in this business, but the 1-0 pitch. Swung, ground ball right side. Throw to second, out there. Pitcher covers, throw. Wild throw. Bounces away from the dugout. Bream has to stay at third. The ball's still rattling around. Let's see what the ruling is here. That ball hit the railing. That's a bad break for Atlanta. If it goes into the dugout, a run scores, and Lemke winds up at second base. As it is, it's just a 3-6 fielder's choice.
Walker made a good play at first. Gobbled it up. Good throw to second. Olson does his job, goes in as hard as he can. It was a horrible throw by Owen. Gardner had no chance to pick it off. And as the ball rattled around past first base, it ricochets. Gardner can't pick it up. But Bream couldn't get to the plate in time.
There is a screen down there on that dugout, and that may be what it hit rather than the railing, so it wasn't as lucky a break as I thought. Still in all, first and third, 1 out, and the infield is back for Rafael Belliard. They play him way around toward right. And that's where he hits one. Double play, inning over. Belliard hit a rocket shot. But right at Walker, he caught it in self-defense, stepped on the bag, and Mark Gardner was fortunate to get out of that inning. No hits, no runs, no errors. 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Atlanta. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. This telecast authorized under rights granted by the Atlanta Braves solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions,
or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Atlanta National League Baseball Club is, of course, prohibited.
Thank you very much. Mike Fitzgerald leads off the bottom of the second. Trey Bergeron Fields here at the ballpark. Fitzgerald hitting .209 with a homer and 8 runs driven in. Phillies lead the Reds 1-0 after an inning. Houston failed to score in the first. Toronto 3-0 over Baltimore after one. Kansas City 2-0 over Boston. California 2-0 over Boston after one in the other baseball. 1-0 the count to Fitzgerald. Tom Glavine seeks his 11th win. Strike call. He and Ramon Martinez tied for the league lead. Fitzgerald 4 out of 18 lifetime against Tom. High pop, short center field. Who wants it? Ronnie Gant calls for it. One away. Fitzgerald flies to second. Here's Walker. Walker a 4 out of 11 in his career against Tom Glavine. 2 of those home runs, one of them last Sunday. Walker, a native Canadian. The wind, the pitch. Breaking ball is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Gary Manuel coaches at third. Tommy Harper at first. Fast strike outside corner. Tommy appears sharp in the early going. The count evens at 1-1. The left-hander delivers into the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. You know, there's nothing better than good trumpet playing. By the same token, what we're hearing here tonight in the stands is tough to take. 2 balls, 1 strike. Downstairs, it's 3-1. Phillies catcher Darren Dalton, passenger in that Lund Dykstra wreck, still has double vision in his left eye, and he'll be re-examined tonight. So there's no telling when he'll be back to work. Big swing, didn't get it. 3-2. And the Reds are playing the Phillies this weekend. Talks expected to resume involving a deal that would send Von Hayes to the Reds for Mariano Duncan, Scott Scudder, according to Sports Ticker. The payoff pitch, high and tight. He walked in. Glavine issues his second pass. Only his 16th of the entire season. Runner at first, 1 out, and Junior Noboa the batter. Noboa, normally an infielder, but with Martinez and Williams hurting, he's pressed into duty in the outfield. Walker also ordinarily an outfielder, but they feel he's a better target over at first than is Noboa. So 1 on, 1 out. They play Noboa to hit the ball to right field. Throw to first, runner back. The stretch. Another pitch. Right through there. Walker has stolen 6 bases this year in 11 attempts. Noboa checked his third base coach. Crowd of 20,000 or so. On a beautiful night in Montreal. The stretch. To first. He's back. Noboa again ready. The 0-1 pitch. Pop foul back into the seats. Glavine is ahead in the count. Again, Noboa studies Jerry Manuel. Spike Owen, the on-deck hitter. Glavine comes set. Line trouble if it's fair, but it's foul down into the bullpen. They've extended the dugouts here, and with the new bleachers in the outfield, the bullpens have been moved. They started out, they had him right behind the first base coaching boxes. And guys were took 3 or 4 guys to stand guard. They were so close to the field, so they've moved him back down the foul line. The stretch. And the pitch low and away. Ford has it, a ball and 2 strikes. Glavin comes set. Throw to first, runner back. Again, Walker edges away. Double play ball, maybe. Is it hit hard enough? 6-4, close and lucky to get him there. Wasn't hit hard enough. But they get the leading lady. Another good play by Belliard, who has yet to miss a game this year. Noboa reaches on the fielder's choice. He's 2 out of 5 in stolen bases.
Usually on the AstroTurf, the ball will speed up. This a high chopper, and Walker hustling down the line just did beat it. Boy, an eyelash. Lemke wisely held on to the ball. He had no chance at first, but there are 2 outs.
And Lemke is fortunate the play was that close, because he would have gotten buried if it had been hit just a little bit harder. Owen hitting just .210 with a homer, 9 RBI. Mark Gardner is on deck. Throw to first, runner back. He could be running here to try to get into scoring position. Owen normally a singles hitter, though he has 6 doubles, 2 triples, and a homer to his credit. Lined into right center field. Justice is there, and the inning is over. Owen hit it sharply, but nothing doing. No hits, no runs, no errors. A runner left. We've played 2 in the Olympic Stadium, and the Braves lead the Expos 1-0. We go to the 3rd inning. Tom Glavin will lead it off against Mark Gardner. Glavin hitting .231 with 2 RBI. It will be Glavin, Nixon, and Blauser for Atlanta in the 3rd. It's low, 1 ball, no strikes. Braves lead it 1-0 on a Ronnie Gant home run. Right through there, and it evens up. A ball and a strike. The Expos are in the cellar, 12.5 games out, 14 on the lost side. Pair of inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Their sale went through today. Many prominent Canadian businesses, including the city of Montreal, now involved in the ownership. 2-2. So it looks like they'll stay here for a while, but with all the money, if they don't win, like anywhere else, if you don't win, you don't draw, and if you don't draw, you don't make any money. The pitch. Strike 3 called, fastball. Glavin called out on strikes. Gardner records his first strikeout.
Fitzgerald sets up inside, fastball right down the middle.
So Otis Nixon stands in there. Good breaking ball. He looks like he's in the groove now. Oh, 0-2, the count to Nixon. The pitch. Swung line, foul down the third base line. Count stays 0-2. Otis played many productive years here with the Expos. Came up originally with the Yankees. then with Cleveland, then with Montreal. Breaking ball is inside. Gardner again gets ready. Ground ball to Walker. He's got it. Nixon is retired, 2 down. And Jeff Blauser, the batter, flied to left his first time. If the Braves win, they'll go to 32-25 and will be 7 games above the 500 mark for the first time in nearly 7 years. July 1st, 1984. Blauser waits. The pitch swung and missed. A high fastball. Two out, nobody on. Slider on the corner, 0-2. This is the best we've seen this kid pitch. They say he's a better pitcher in the Olympic Stadium than he is outside. But the roof's off tonight, so that theory shouldn't hold water. Curve hit hard to short. Owen, nice convenient hop. And the inning is quickly over. 1-2-3, nothing doing. We go to the bottom half of the third inning. Ronnie Gantz homer, the only score in the ballgame.
It's 1-0 Braves after 2.5 here in Montreal. Let's take a look at our Delta scoreboard. Philly leads Cincinnati 1-0 in the third. Browning against Mulholland. Houston and New York scoreless after one. Harnish against Cone. The other games in the National League underway a little bit later on. And there's a look at the American League. Toronto over Baltimore 4-0. Gruber and Whiten home runs in that game. California 2, Boston 0 in the second. And Kansas City, Chicago just underway.
Gardner leads off the bottom of the third. Some guys will do anything to get an upgrade. Delta scoreboard doesn't come till later, but I'm sure they appreciate that. The pitch. Swung, chopped up the middle. Belliard in. High hop. Good play. 1 out. Boy, that little guy is tough. 1 away. Delano DeShields, the batter.
Anybody else running, it's perhaps an infield hit. He hit it right off the plate. And Belliard used all 5-4 of that body to reach up, grab it, and throw him out.
DeShields, a strikeout victim, his first time. At the knees, 0-1. Ronnie Gant, a 2-out first pitch homer in the first. That's been it to this point. The Expos' fun-loving mascot, Yuppie, entertaining the folks down the first base side. The 1-1, pop foul, out of play. Our director, Lonnie Dale, makes a good point. Look at all those reflections in the glass, that new glass behind home plate. Might be easy for a pitcher to see if a runner's going from second base. The 2-2 to DeShields. Check swing, and he's out of there. DeShields out on strikes for the second time. Second strikeout for Glavine.
Tried to hold up and couldn't. Pitch was in the dirt. Olson gobbled it up, tagged him out.
Marquise Grissom as the batter. He bounced to third his first time. Grissom makes his home in Riverdale, Georgia, right outside Atlanta. High and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Drill deep left center field. Will the ballpark hold this? Off the top of the wall, it's a double. And a break for Glavine and the Braves. That ball just missed getting out of here. I would guess it was no more than a foot from going out. He really drilled that ball. Runner at second, 2 out.
That's the 9th double of the year for Grissom. And he didn't miss by much.
Ivan Calderon is the batter. Runner at second, 2 down. You see Belliard break in behind the runner, but no throw is forthcoming. Grissom with 30 stolen bases. But with 2 out, it's unlikely that he would steal third unless Tommy just ignores him completely. That, by the way, the first hit of the night for Montreal. Strike called over the inside corner. Glavine is ready, and the 0-1. Here it is. Line sharply hit. Bream knocks it down, picks it up, throws him out, and the inning is over. Calderon hit it hard, but Bream smothered it with his chest and threw him out. 1 hit. No runs, no errors, 1 left. At the end of 3, your score. Braves 1, Expos nothing. 1-0 Atlanta is our score, and the man who provided the margin is the batter as we go to the 4th. And here with the play-by-play story, Chip Carey.
All right, Dad, thanks. Ronnie Gant's seen 1 pitch. He hit it over the fence in left center field. That's the only run of the game. Gant now with 12 homers, 32 runs batted in. Gardner goes to work. A breaking ball in for a strike. 0-1 the count. It was a breaking ball that Gardner threw the first time, and Gant tattooed it over the bleachers that have been set up beyond the fence in the outfield here at Olympic Stadium. Fastball couldn't catch up. He's quickly behind. No balls, 2 strikes. Gant's average creeping up. It's over 300 in the past 12 games or so, and he put the foot in the bucket trying to get out of the way of a curveball, but it broke right into the strike zone. Second strikeout now for Gardner, who's retired 4 in a row.
He staggered early, but he looks terrific now. This curveball, anybody that says that's an optical illusion is nutty. And you're right, Gant was bailing out.
Here's David Justice. He singled his first time up, was thrown out trying to steal. Justice began the night at .313, 10 homers, 48 runs batted in. Another curveball, another strike. It's 0-1. Braves got to Gardner in Atlanta with 11 hits, 6 runs. He struck out 2 and walked 2 in his last start. The 0-1, another curveball. Did he go? Apparently not. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball, little looper into short center, but Spike Owen will haul that in. 2 down. You get the feeling that the Braves' opportunity in the second inning, when they had 2 on, nobody out, and failed to score, may make it tough. And Gardner got out of it after Belliard hit a line drive that Walker grabbed, stepped on first, to end the inning on a double play. Quickly 2 out for Sid Bream. He walked his first time up, takes a strike. Gardner's been ahead of every hitter in the inning. That curve too low. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike to Sid Bream. He had the game-winning hit last night in New York, 2-run home run. That is 8th round tripper of the year. That stayed outside. 2 balls and a strike. Curve of beauty. 2-2. It seems like that breaking ball has been the one pitch that he's been able to get over with ease here. Another one. Bream just did foul it off. Gardner has a average fastball. His curveball, when it's working, as we've seen in the last inning or two, makes him very tough. He also throws a forkball. But his breaking pitch is the bread and butter pitch. Let's see if he throws it again on 2-2. He did. And Bream has it knocked down by Walker. The pitcher covers, almost a wild throw, and quickly the Braves go down 1-2-3 for the second straight inning. We're through 3.5 in Montreal. The Braves still in front, 1-0.
Following Braves baseball tomorrow night, American divers compete for berths on the U.S. national team in the Pan Am diving trials and the World Race Walking Championship from San Jose, California. Doesn't say to where. Race Walking Championship from San Jose to where? Maybe New York. Who knows? Find out after the game tomorrow night. The ever popular U.S. Olympic gold right here on CBS.
And Tim Wallach to lead it off for the Expos in the bottom of the 4th. Wallach bounced out to 3rd in his first trip against Tom Glavine. It's a 1-0 game. Ron Gant's solo home run, the only offense so far. Glavine has walked 2, struck out 2. Fastball, bouncing ball, fair, past 3rd. Nixon over quickly. Wallach will be at 2nd at least. A leadoff double by Tim Wallach for the Expos in the 4th. That's their 2nd hit. Both of them doubles.
Well, sometimes you hit line drives and they're caught. Sometimes you hit routine ground balls and they're not because you hit them in a perfect spot. And that's what happened to Wallach here. Pitch down. He got him to hit an easy ground ball, but right over the bag. No chance for Blauser at all.
Now the catcher, Mike Fitzgerald, has a chance to tie the game or give the Expos the lead with a home run. Fitzgerald flied to center to lead off the 2nd inning. Low, 1 ball, no strikes. Hits are even at 2 apiece. The Braves scored the only run. The 1-0. Olsen couldn't handle it. Wallach's at 3rd. See how they score that. They scored a wild pitch. So now the tying run's 90 feet away.
And here's how it happened. Breaking ball. Bounced it up there. Greg didn't get the weight shifted inside, and I'm sure he wishes he had. He might have been able to block it out in front.
4th wild pitch surrendered by Glavine this year. Now a fly ball of any depth at all could tie the game here. 2 balls, no strikes to Mike Fitzgerald, the catcher. Bouncing ball to 2nd. The run will score. Fitzgerald retired 4-3. 9th RBI for Fitzgerald, and we're tied at 1. One in, 1 out now for Larry Walker, who walked his first time up. Curve for a strike. It's 0-1. Walker, a native Canadian out of Maple Ridge, British Columbia. Might have missed the inside edge. It's even a ball and a strike.
I'm not sure, Chip, but I think he's the only player from Maple Ridge, British Columbia, to make it to the big league.
1-2. It never stops, does it?
Well, it may have stopped with Walker unless somebody else from Maple Ridge gets going here.
The 1-2, a little chopper. Lemke takes the big hop. He'll throw him up. And 2 away. After the leadoff double, there are quickly 2 outs, and Junior Navola will stand in. Reached on a fielder's choice. 1 homer, 1 RBI.
Sterile because it's so big and there's so much cement.
A little looper. Lemke goes out. Justice comes in. Lemke calls everyone off and hauls it in. But the Expos pick up a run. Wallach's leadoff double and an infield out, along with a wild pitch. And we're tied at 1 after 4 here in Montreal. Mark Gardner's first start of the year here in Montreal so far has been a good one. His only mistake, a solo home run to Ronnie Gant. But his teammates have battled back to tie the score at 1 as we go to the 5th. It'll be Greg Olson, Mark Lemke, and Rafael Belliard here in the top of the 5th. And again, Gardner goes to that curveball. This one misses low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Braves have some tryout camps coming up tomorrow, Chip, at Luther Williams Field in Macon at 9 a.m. Oral Roberts University at 9. Greenville Municipal Stadium, 9 o'clock. Pensacola Junior College. West Arkansas Junior College Field. And New Mexico State. The New Mexico State starts at 10 o'clock. All the others at 9 tomorrow.
Fastball outside, 2-0.
Well, we got thousands of tryout camps.
Another fastball. This one low and away. 3 balls, no strikes to Greg Olson. Let's see if they green light him here on the 3-0 pitch. They do not. He walks him on 4 straight. Last time he led off an inning with a walk, he got himself into all kinds of trouble but wriggled off the hook. Second walk, nobody out. Here's Lemke. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 2nd inning. There's a fast strike right through there. No balls and a strike. Lemke hitting .262, no homers, 6 runs batted in. But as a left-handed hitter at .289. But he's been slumping of late. Been around 170 last 20 games. That stayed high. May have been a changeup. Jeff Treadway starting to feel a little bit better. He's been battling dizziness, hamstring problems. He's not had a whole lot of fun so far in this first quarter of the season. But Lemke and Blauser have done a good job of filling in for him and for Terry Pendleton, who's also battling hamstring trouble. Throw to first. There's Mr. Treadway. One ball, 1 strike to Mark Lemke. Olson fakes, pitch out. And Greg scurries back to the bag. 2 balls and a strike now.
They had to be pretty sure they had something spotted, and they turned out to be wrong. He just walked the leadoff man, so his control is not what you want it to be, and now you get yourself in a 2-1 hole. Now if you want to run, it's almost a perfect pitch to hit and run on. The Expos, of course, looking for the double play. Olson does not have much speed at first.
The pitch, bouncing ball. Walker will step on the bag. They've got to tag him at second, and they do. 3-6. Double play. That's the second double play hit into by the Braves. This one turned very nicely again by Walker at first.
A good pitch, a good breaking ball. Lemke hit it hard, but right at Walker, who's an outfielder, but he made the play the only way he could have made it, which was go to the bag, and then Spike Owen had to be alert at second base because this is a tag play. Once you step on first, the force is eliminated, and Owen made the play nicely.
So now quickly 2 outs for Belliard, who hit into the other double play that ended the second. Belliard now at 238. No homers, 17 runs batted in. Now he calls time and steps out. Fastball fouled off. Into the big crowd here in Montreal. No balls and a strike. I was kind of hoping to see the roof on in this place. It's the first time I've been to the ballpark. The 0-1. Fouled off to the right side again. It's 0-2. Is it orange or something? It's painted inside. It's some strange color.
Well, it's not strange, just gaudy. I'm colorblind. Are you?
No.
There it is. Fair. It's that color.
It's like a giant parachute. The 0-2. Curveball stayed high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Curve got him. Gardner's faced the minimum over his last 3. That's his 3rd strikeout, and the Braves go down in the 5th. We go to the bottom half. We're still tied at 1 here at Olympic Stadium in Montreal.
Bottom half of the 5th inning rolls around. Pitchers duel going. 1-1 is our score. Lower end of the order, shortstop Spike Owen will lead it off for Montreal, and as he does, over from radio and with the play-by-play story, here's Pete Van Wieren.
Thank you, Skip. Owen, a fly ball to right his first time up. Then the pitcher, Mark Gardner. Montreal trying to figure out a way to start winning some games at home. They have not played well in this ballpark all year. Only 11-15, and they've lost 7 out of 8. Only 1 win at home against the left-hander. A ball and no strikes, the count on Spike Owen.
Don't you like what they've done to this ballpark?
They never quit tinkering with this place.
No, they don't. But I like it better than I think.
It's better with the field closer, yes. Just don't look up.
We call it tinkering, and it's millions upon millions of dollars.
Almost looks like a huge marionette with all these strings and cables and things hanging down from the top. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Little chopper to third. Jeff Blauser near the bag. 1 down, bottom of the 5th. And now the pitcher, Mark Gardner.
You're right. It's sort of like a visual picture of how producers think of announcers.
You got it. Gardner still looking for his first base hit of the year. After grounding out to short in the 3rd, he is now 0 for 13 for the season. He's going to be 0 for 14 in just a moment. As Lemke throws on to first, 2 down quickly here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And we'll go back to the top of the order, Delano to Shields. Did you see the new Baseball Weekly out today?
No.
Buck Rogers, the recently deposed manager of the Expos, really came out and ripped a couple of players that were playing under him here in Montreal. Delano DeShields was one of them. He said that DeShields is more concerned about his personal numbers than he is about the team winning, and that until he changes that attitude, he will never be the kind of player that he has the potential to become. Down the left field line by DeShields, headed toward the corner. Nixon gets to it before it gets to the corner and holds DeShields to a long single. So there was speed taking away a surefire double from more speed.
That's an outstanding play by Nixon. I had conceded the double with the speed of DeShields. He slams on the brakes and then fires a strike to second base. DeShields might try to wind up there anyway, but he's not there yet.
Only the third hit off Glavine. The batter now Marquise Grissom, who has grounded out to third and doubled. That'll be out of play. The count 0-1. Buck Rogers also had some fairly strong words for relief pitcher Tim Burke, saying that Tim would be much better off as a setup man and a closer, but refuses to accept that role. I was a little bit surprised to see that from Buck. Buck's a very highly respected guy. But I guess every manager deserves his say when he's let go about what some of the problems on the ball club he's leaving might be. DeShields chased back.
Speaking of Rogers, we mentioned it earlier. Rumors on the sports ticker tonight that he will replace Greg Riddick in San Diego. Only a rumor.
Again, a throw to first. DeShields, 26 steals, 10 caught stealings this year. Another throw over, and again DeShields back. Inside corner for a strike, and Glavine ahead in the count now 0-2. Marquise Grissom has hit Braves pitching well this year. He's 9 for 22 now off Atlanta pitchers. Two men out. DeShields the runner at first. Bream holding him. And the 0-2 on the way. It's a pitch out. Runner wasn't going anywhere. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Marquise Grissom. And the 1-2 drilled down that right field line, headed toward the corner, but slicing just foul. That ball had home run distance the opposite way from Grissom, but it landed foul. It remains a ball and 2 strikes. You'll probably get mixed reviews on the changes here at Olympic Stadium from the Braves. I know that manager Bobby Cox and the coaches like it better because they have a little better view of the game with the field closer. Pitchers will complain about how cut down the foul territory is. But from the fans' vantage point, a much better layout here. Glavine throws over. DeShields back.
They've only drawn 350,000. They've averaged 13,000 a game. They had the world champs in here for free and drew just 36,000 for the series. I mean, we've been in that situation, but with all the money involved here, with the $1 billion+ tab on this stadium, they got problems.
Like anywhere, winning builds crowds, and Montreal not winning much this year. They're 9 games under 500. Good fastball, strikes out Marquise Grissom. Glavine records his 3rd K of the night. And we stay tied 1-1 through 5 here at Olympic Stadium.
Before we go to the 6th, a quick look at the other baseball. The Phils and Reds are 1-1 now. Browning against Mulholland. New York's got a run in the 2nd. They're still batting against Pete Harnisch. The other action is later on. Minnesota has an early lead. Toronto hammering Baltimore. California and Boston are tied. Kansas City a run in the 1st, and the other action just beginning.
And here's Tom Glavine leading off the 6th inning for Atlanta. Game tied at 1. Glavine, a strikeout victim, his first time up, takes ball 1. Into left center field. It's going to fall for a base hit over quickly Marquise Grissom and Tommy Glavine, who has helped himself with the bat all year long. Doing so again to lead off the 6th inning tonight.
Just hits the ball where it's pitched. He knows he's not a home run hitter. And there's a good start.
Well, now an almost certain bunt situation for Otis Nixon, who likes to bunt even when nobody's aboard. He's popped out to short and grounded out to first tonight. Nobody out here. Wallach way in at third base. Walker will break from first. And Otis was not squaring on the first pitch. Took it low, ball 1. But Montreal not buying that first look by Otis Nixon. They still think he's bunting. Still not squaring. Takes it high and away. 2-0 the count now on Nixon. Mark Gardner has struggled with his control for the first couple of innings, getting behind almost everybody. Then had a good stretch for a couple of innings. Now he's behind 2-0 on Nixon, who doesn't square again. Takes a strike, 2-1. I guess he's not up there to bunt. And now Wallach backs up at third. Now that they've got Wallach backed up a step or two, now he might lay one down. There's your runner at first, Tom Glavine. Nope, it's upstairs, 3-1. Blauser on deck. Now Otis wants to check the signs of Jimmy Williams. Wallach starts creeping in again at third. But Otis is swinging all the way, and it's a full count, 3-2, so he has not shown bunt even once in this situation. Now with 2 strikes, Wallach backing way up at third as Glavine gets his lead. Glavine running the 3-2. Fly ball hit out to left. Calderon coming toward the line will make the catch, and Glavine will scamper back to first. So the Braves still have a runner at first with 1 man out, and that'll bring up Jeff Blauser, who has flied to left and grounded out to short. Breaking ball missing, ball 1. Blauser has really become a much better contact hitter this year. He's only struck out 13 times now in 133 at-bats. He struck out over 100 times as recently as 2 years ago. Good curveball for a strike. 1-1 the count. 1 out. 1-1 game. We're in the top half of the 6th inning. Glavine will let off the inning with a single, still at first. Here's the 1-1. That misses high. 2-1.
Still the quietest ballpark in the major leagues. And
fans just sort of, it's like watching a movie when you come to a ball game here if you're an Expo fan. Here's the 2-1 delivery. The breaking ball hit towards short. Could be 2. There's 1 at second. They will not have time for a play at first. So 0 to DeShields to get Tommy Glavine down at second. Blauser, the runner at first, now with 2 outs. And Ronnie Gant will be the hitter. Gant hit his 12th homer of the year in the first inning. Struck out in the 4th.
You saw the good curveball, 2 high hops and the underhand toss, and then no chance at all on Blauser.
Gant, who has made it his specialty this year, hitting home runs in the first inning. Looks at a breaking ball up high. 7 of his 12 home runs this year have come in the first inning. And quite a few of those on the first pitch. If he sees a fastball first pitch, that's what he's been hitting out of the ballpark. Gardner has changed his approach. The second time up in the 4th inning, Gant saw a curveball on the first pitch and saw another curveball there. Here's the 1-0. There's another breaking ball. Downstairs, 2-0. 2 men out, Blauser aboard. We're tied at 1, top of the 6th inning. Same 2 clubs tomorrow night. John Smoltz against Dennis Martinez. There goes the runner. The 2-0 foul back by Gant. And Blauser will have to return to count 2-1 now on running. Very unusual season for Ronnie Gant. His batting average still not where he'd like it to be at all. But of his 42 hits this year, 25 of them extra base hits, 12 doubles, a triple, and 12 homers. The 2-1 on the way. Another breaking ball. They want to check with first base ump Greg Bonet. Says no swing. The count 3-1. Gant seeing nothing but curveballs this trip. Count remaining 3-1 on Gant. Blauser going again. The pitch is inside, ball 4. So Ronnie Gant draws a walk. Runners now at first and second for David Justice, who has singled and popped out in 2 at-bats. That's the 3rd walk issued tonight by Mark Gardner. Justice hit 2 home runs off Gardner in Atlanta last week. And he's gotten a base hit in 2 trips tonight.
How about over the bag at third? People could run for a while, couldn't they?
Yes, they could. They've got that outfield swung way around toward right. Another breaking ball. This one misses low. Tom Runnels, the youngest manager in the majors, 36 years old. His team 5-5 since he's taken over. Number 31 there. One of the coaches, Ken Maka. He was taking a shot to left field, fouled it off, up into the seats. 1 ball, 1 strike. New York Times had a lengthy story on Dave Justice today. Dave had a quote in there. Said even though he's leading the league in RBIs and hitting over 300, he still feels he really hasn't hit a hot spell yet this year.
I hope he's right.
So does Bobby Cox. Here's the 1-1. Trying to nail the outside corner with a fastball and missed. 2-1.
Why would you pitch a guy away with your outfield? I don't understand that.
And you can see where DeShields, look where he is at second base, playing about 3 steps behind the line out there. Shortstop Spike Owens swung way around toward the bag at second, a step behind the line. And they keep pitching him away. And David's a good enough hitter to take advantage of that. Out there again, missing. 3-1. Sid Bream on deck.
Well, now's the time Justice can look for a zone and look for a pitch, and if he gets it, whale away.
Gant, the runner at first, Blauser down at second, 2 men out in a 1-1 game, 6th inning. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Fouled off over by the Montreal dugout. Full count now, 3-2. Well, now the runners will be taking off with 2 outs. There they go, and the 3-2 to Justice. Gardner wins the battle this time. He struck him out. 4th strikeout of the night for Mark Gardner. He got him with a pitch down and in. And the Braves strand a pair of runners here in the 6th inning. We go to the bottom half of inning 6. Still tied. Atlanta 1, Montreal 1.
It's time for our award-winning question of the night on the Ask Glenn Diamond series. And that's a good question from Gerard Wallace of Florence, Alabama. And the answer in all cases is yes. Everybody goes through customs each time. So do the American teams going into Canada, going out of Canada. They sort of expedite it, but at times it can be a pain in the neck, just like it is for all travel.
It is time-consuming. But it's something that every team goes through, every trip in and every trip out. And here's Ivan Calderon leading off the bottom half of the 6th inning. 1-1 game. Calderon has walked and grounded out to first. Broke his bat on a line drive right back to Tom Glavine. Boy, you talk about getting sawed off. Calderon with nothing but the handle to take back to the Montreal dugout.
Watch this, right off his hand. Breaking ball, overextended. That Glavine's a good athlete. It's going to break again right here.
So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Now Tim Wallach, who has scored Montreal's only run. He grounded out to third in the 1st inning. In the 4th, he doubled, went to third on a wild pitch, and came home on Mike Fitzgerald's ground out to 2nd. Change-up strike outside corner, 0-1.
Dale Murphy has hit another home run off Tom Browning, his 9th of the year, and they're tied 2-2 in the 6th.
Here's the 0-1. Fastball low. 1 ball, 1 strike on Tim Wallach. Two and 1 the count. Tom Glavine trying for his 9th consecutive win, trying to match Pascual Perez, who did it over a 2-year stretch, and Buzz Capra, who really had the Braves fans going back in '74 with his 9-game winning streak. 2-2 now on Tim Wallach. Glavine also trying to win his 11th game, which would be 1 more than he won all of last year. And it's only June 14th. The 2-2 on the way. High fly ball deep to center field. Nixon going back to the warning track. He's got it. Or I should say Ronnie Gant. Just enough room here at Olympic Stadium for Ronnie Gant to go back and haul down that long drive by Tim Wallach. For out number 2.
Boy, he wears Glavine out with a long ball, and if he can pull it at all, he's got it out of here, but he can't. And Gant, well, he really struggles going back on a ball. He almost misplayed that one.
You can see it hit off the heel of his glove before it caromed into the pocket. So 2 men are out now. There's Mike Fitzgerald, who's fly to center and drove in a run when he grounded out to 2nd. Fly ball lazy to right. Don't worry about this one. Dave Justice out there with plenty of room. Makes the catch. Glavine has a 1-2-3 inning. Expos go in order in the bottom of the 6th. We move to inning 7. Still tied 1-1. Great pitchers battle tonight between Tom Glavine and Mark Gardner. Each team only with 3 hits. We're moving to the 7th inning. Sid Bream, Greg Olson, Mark Lemke due up for Atlanta. And Sid Bream will step in, try to get something going here in the 7th. He walked back in the 2nd, grounded out to first in the 4th inning. Bream had that big 2-run homer in the game last night against the Mets. Turned the game around. The Braves were able to hang on and win it by 1. A ball and no strikes. You can see how Bream has improved month by month. 285 season average now for Sid Bream. Hit the opposite way foul. This one will drop it in the seats. Out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think the Braves have a lot of guys, and Bobby Cox deserves credit for this. Like Greg Olson, like Sid Bream, perhaps like Otis Nixon, who can play 130 games and really be good. If you try to play them 150, that's too much. They wear down.
Well, with the coast-to-coast travel, and especially in Atlanta's case, being in the Western Division, all those extra trips to the West Coast that a lot of teams in the Eastern Division don't have to make, it's very easy to get worn out a little bit over the course of the season. Toward second, the Shields will handle this one and flip over to first in plenty of time. Bream retired. 1 down in the 7th inning. And that'll bring up Greg Olson, who is still looking for his first official at-bat tonight. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd. He drew a walk on 4 straight in the 5th inning.
Speaking of that, talking on the bus tonight with Miami entering the league, Denver entering the league, 1 team in the East, 1 team in the West. It's going to be very tough for Atlanta to get out of the Western Division still, although it's sort of disgraceful. You want young fans. Every kid flunks geography because of where we are located.
Olson taking a strike outside corner. A lot of resistance from 2 Eastern Division clubs who have been rumored as being candidates to move to the West. The Cubs and the Cardinals. They want to stay in the East.
Oh, move them both and bring Denver over.
Strike in the outside corner. 0-2 on Greg Olson. Gardner has had that curveball working tonight. Was a little wild with it the first couple of innings, but has settled down. And here's the 0-2. Trying to move him off the plate with an inside fastball. Missed him there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just missed outside. 2-2 on Olson. And I was looking over the list of catchers in the National League today, trying to figure out who's going to the All-Star game. Right up the middle, off the glove of the pitcher Gardner into center field. Base hit for Greg Olson. And I know he hasn't had a whole lot of at-bats. He's only played about half the time for the Braves, but after Benito Santiago and after Craig Biggio, there's an outside chance Olson could go again.
Boy, he ripped that ball.
Mark Lemke 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice to first base, a force play back in the 2nd inning, a 3-6 double play in the 5th inning. Olson gets back.
Yeah, he swung a good bat, and the Braves are 17-8 in games he started.
The lack of at-bats, though, may work against him. He hasn't had that many at-bats to get the notice from some of the other managers around the league. We'll see, though.
The other thing that might work against him is there's some guys who are almost definitely going to make it from his team, and that hasn't always been the case lately.
They've got 2 of them in the game tonight. Tom Glavine almost a shoo-in to make the All-Star pitching staff, and David Justice will certainly be there. In fact, Justice has a chance to start even though he's not in the top 3 vote getters right now because of Kevin Mitchell, who is in the top 3, but probably won't be able to play in the All-Star game because of his ailing knee.
What about Otis Nixon?
Got to consider him, too. It's nice to know that going into an All-Star game, you don't have to wonder which one of your players will be selected to meet the rule that requires each team to send one, to have 3 or 4 candidates like that for a change.
I think that's a bad rule, too.
About having every team represented? Yes. Olson running, the pitch to Lemke, line toward center field. Grissom on the run, will get to it for the out. And back to first goes Greg Olson. So 2 men are down. Olson still at first, and Rafael Belliard will be the hitter. Lined into a double play in the 2nd inning, looked at a 3rd strike in the 5th.
Do you agree or disagree?
I sort of like having each team represented. I can see, though, where a player like an Otis Nixon, for example, having the year of his life in the major leagues and certainly deserving of a trip to an All-Star game, might be left out because an outfielder from some other club is chosen as their only representative.
Who's hitting 305 or 310? You can see either side of the argument.
2 outs, Olson at first, and Belliard takes a strike outside corner.
In fact, tomorrow night we'll reverse sides and argue it again.
A run on 4 hits for Atlanta, a run on 3 hits for the Expos. Who's going to break first here? Inside the Belliard, 1 ball, 1 strike. A little bit different infield defense on Rafael Belliard now. Montreal's scouting reports must have been indicating that he's tried to pull a few more balls the last week or so. And Wallach's playing right along the line at 3rd. And that's right where Belliard hits it. So Rafael Belliard trying to pull that one, but Montreal had him defense perfectly. And it's out number 3 in the top half of the 7th inning. The Braves leave a runner at first. We go to the bottom of the 7th, tied at 1. There's your score as we move to the bottom half of inning 7. It'll be Larry Walker, Junior Noboa, and Spike O in the 6, 7, and 8 spots in the order for Montreal. If they get a base runner and get to the pitcher's spot, they might pinch hit. They've got Tim Burke up now in the Expo bullpen. John Smoltz against Dennis Martinez tomorrow night. Charlie Leibrandt against Chris Nabholz on Sunday afternoon. Then the Braves head for Philadelphia. Back home next Thursday. A 4-game series with the Mets. Tickets moving very well for all 4 games. So if you haven't got yours yet, make sure you get them early. And here's Larry Walker, who has walked and grounded out to 2nd tonight. Walker, who's been playing a lot of first base in Galarraga's absence, actually began his career as an infielder. He was a 3rd baseman when he was first signed. They made an outfielder out of him during his minor league days, early in his minor league career. So the infield, not an entirely new situation for Walker. Fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. The reason they moved him to the outfield, he had a very strong but very erratic arm from 3rd, and they thought that that arm wouldn't be quite as erratic in the outfield, and it hasn't been. 1 ball, 1 strike on Walker. Braves got a run in the 1st on the Ronnie Gann homer. Montreal scored their run in the 4th, a double by Tim Wallach, a wild pitch, and a ground out by Mike Fitzgerald. That's been it. The 1-1. Strike in the outside corner, 1-2. Tommy Glavine having just an amazing season. He has been so consistent all year. Here's the 1-2 on the way. Walker hits a little chopper off to the first base side of the mound. Glavine will handle this one. 1 down, bottom of the 7th. Now Junior Noboa, who was out in right field tonight, hit into a forced play and popped out. He's 0 for 2. He's in there for Kenny Williams, who's got a hamstring problem. So Noboa, normally an infielder, and normally more than that, a pinch hitter for the Expos, getting a chance to start a rare game tonight. One ball, no strikes on Noboa. Crowd tonight of 18,001 on hand at Olympic Stadium. Off the end of the bat, foul down the first base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. The bullpens, as you can see, moved back into foul territory here at Olympic Stadium. The last couple of years, they've been out behind the outfield wall. But in this reconfigured ballpark, whoever's doing guard duty, in fact, in the bullpen really has to be on their toes because they're not that far away, and they're right on the line. Sharply hit, but right at Lemke. 2 down in the 7th.
Pete, if you look down the first baseline, just at 2/3 of the way down their dugout, you can see where they originally had them, almost right behind first base, and they used to have 3 or 4 men on guard duty, and they decided that was not a good idea. You can see home plate right in the middle of your picture.
Right there. That's how close the catcher with his back turned to the hitter used to be in the original configuration here, when that used to be the track that went around Olympic Stadium here. It still had the running lanes in it for a while. Here's Spike Owen. The count 0-1 on him. 2 down. 1-1 game, bottom of the 7th.
Trying to buy a pack of cigarettes here yet?
No.
I'm told $6 a copy and $4.50 of it is tax. Wow.
Here's the 1-strike pitch. Good changeup, 0-2 on Owen.
At those prices, you'll be smoking those New York Mets socks we got last night.
A ball and 2 strikes on Spike Owen. Lyman's retired 6 in a row since giving up the base hit to the Shields back in the 5th inning. And the 1-2 pitch on the way. Missing outside, 2-2. Gardner has come out to the on-deck circle, but if Owen reaches, we'll in all likelihood see a pinch hitter as Burke continues to work in the bullpen. Now the 2-2 coming. Just missed inside. Full count, 3-2. Now the payoff pitch on the way to Spike Owen. Ground ball sharply hit. Blauser lost his footing going after it. Trying for second is Owen. The throw by Otis Nixon. Nope, he's in there safely. Blauser almost caught it. Nixon almost threw him out at second.
Take a look at Blauser. I think he gets his feet just hung up. Right there, you can see him start to lose his footing. He was intent on just trying to knock that ball down, and he couldn't do it. And Owen never hesitated. That lack of hesitation got him second base. It also gets Gardner out of the game.
We will get a pinch hitter for Mark Gardner with a runner down at second now and 2 outs. That's the 4th hit of the night for Montreal off Glavine. And it's going to be Gilberto Reyes, one of the 3 catchers on this Montreal team, batting for Mark Gardner. Reyes having a good year. Is hitting .296. No homers, 6 RBIs as a pinch hitter. Well, this will be his first time up as a pinch hitter. Out of the Dodger organization originally, he was expected to be the next everyday catcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers, but it never really worked out for him there. Leo Mazzoni out having a chat with Tom Glavine. They'll talk over how to pitch Reyes. They also have a base open to Lino to Shields on deck. That's an option too. So they'll be careful with Reyes here. 2 down, a runner at second, and a 1-1 game. Bottom half of inning 7. Reyes does tend to strike out now and then. He has 18 strikeouts and 81 at-bats this year. That's about 1 out of every 4 trips. And here we go with 2 outs, a runner at second, and a 1-1 game. Tim Burke coming in from the bullpen. He'll be the next Expos pitcher. Base hit to left field for Reyes. Owen will get the green light around third. The throw home by Otis Nixon will not get him. The throw to second by Olson will get him for out number 3. But Montreal has taken the lead on a pinch hit single by Gilberto Reyes. He is out trying to go down to second on the throw home. But after 7 complete, the Expos have taken a 2-1 lead. On our Delta scoreboard, they're in the 7th inning now in Philadelphia. Cincinnati and the Phillies tied at 2. Dale Murphy, a Philadelphia home run. Houston, New York tied at 1, going to the 5th. Pete Harnisch against David Cohn. The other 3 games start later. Cubs at San Diego, Cardinals at Los Angeles, Pirates at San Francisco. Over in the American League, Minnesota trying to win their 13th straight. Looks like they will. 7-0 in the bottom of the 6th at Cleveland. Toronto has a 7-1 lead over Baltimore. 3 Blue Jay home runs tonight. Gruber, Witten, and Olerud. It is California leading Boston 4-2, leading Roger Clemens in that game. Kansas City and Chicago tied at 2. They're in the 5th inning. Texas 7 runs in the 1st inning off the Yankees. They're in the 2nd now. 7-0. The Texas Rangers leading that one. Milwaukee has a 1-0 lead over Oakland. They're in the 3rd inning. Robin Yount is homered, and Detroit at Seattle later. We go to the 8th inning. Here's Skip.
Okay, Pete, thanks very much. Tim Burke, the new pitcher. You see his numbers. He has really struggled this year. And Tom Glavine is through for the night. And Tommy Gregg has moved to the on-deck circle to pinch hit for Atlanta. Reyes went down and hit a good pitch, a low curveball, and stroked it into left field. So the Braves need to rally if they're going to win this game. Activity still in the bullpen for Montreal. Barry Jones and Scott Ruskin begin to throw. Now Reynolds comes out. We might have some confusion. Now Noboa leaves the field. And we have a new right fielder. It might be Martinez out there. It is. Took them a little time to get their act together there. So Noboa leaves the game. And Martinez, who has been hampered by a sprained knee, is in right field. Gregg ready to lead it off. Burke has really struggled. Fast strike. Nothing wrong with that one. 0-1. He's been a much better pitcher at night than he has been during the day. Randy St. Clair in the Atlanta bullpen. He'll, in all likelihood, come on to pitch the bottom half of this inning. Missed inside, and the count evens 1-1. Burke looks like he's got a better fastball than he had in Atlanta last week. They've saved 12 games and own the same number. Breaking ball, base hit center field. He might have gotten a little piece of that. But the tying run is aboard, and Burke, who has pitched so well for so many years here, is hearing the boo birds. It's not what you did yesterday. It's what you do today.
Nope, the fans have been on him a little bit here in Montreal. Tommy Gregg taking a pitch in the outside part of the plate, is driving it right back up the middle, and a good start to the Atlanta 8th.
And Nixon stands in there. Otis 0 for 3, came in at 362. How will the Braves play it? This is where the speed drives you crazy. Gregg has good speed at first. Nixon, sensational speed in the batter's box, and it's he, Blauser, and Gant due up there for Atlanta. He was going to bunt, took it downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes.
We had the same situation back in the 6th inning when Tom Glavine led off the inning with a single, and Nixon never did square. He was swinging on all 6 pitches. Hit a 3-2 fly ball to left.
One ball, no strikes. Line, left field, base hit. Runners at first and second with nobody out. Oh, and they're all over him now. 2 solid singles. Blauser, the scheduled hitter.
Almost the same location as the pitch that Tommy Gregg hit up the middle. This one a little further down in the strike zone, and Nixon just punched him into left field. And this might be the end of the night for Tim Burke. Runnels on his way to the mound.
A righty and a lefty in the bullpen.
I would hate to be Tim Burke and have to walk back to the dugout the way the crowd has treated him here.
Tim Wallach got there first and had something to say to Runnels before he could reach the pitcher. So let's see what happens here.
This could also be about bunt coverage in case Blauser is bunting.
That's the way it looks. And he'll stay with Burke here, and the crowd doesn't like that.
He said something and smiled to him and got a smile back from Tim Burke.
Incidentally, Phillies center fielder Bon Hayes just left the game after 6 innings. He was hit in the right forearm by a Tom Browning pitch, and it's rumored Hayes was about to be traded to Cincinnati. You'd figure Blauser would bunt here. It's on the artificial surface, and that makes it tough. Snap throw back. They put the wheel play on, and the second baseman snuck in behind the runner instead of breaking toward second. Once the shortstop heads toward third, you hope that the runner will follow him and the second baseman can sneak in and make the play, but Gregg would have none of that. Now the shortstop in behind the runner, and Burke steps out as Gregg dares him to throw. The wheel's spinning here now. Expos lead at 2-1, but the Braves threaten in the 8th. That's a good average, but you'd figure him to bunt in this spot. Takes a strike, 0-1. Blauser thought it was high. St. Clair is ready to come on and pitch the bottom half of the inning. With the infield all broken up, would Bobby Cox gamble and let Blauser hack away here? Gant and Justice are next. Time was called by the third base umpire, Ed Rapuano.
Got a ball loose in the outfield and right field. A pitch thrown in the Montreal bullpen. Got by one of the catchers and carried him all the way out to right center.
It looked to me like Blauser had shortened and was about to pull back and swing away halfway to third to make sure he gets the message.
Bruce Fremming trying to correct the scoreboard, which didn't realize the time had been called. The count is 0-1.
They had it 1-1. Now they've got it 0-2. Bruce waves desperately, but gets no satisfaction.
He's still trying.
He's going crazy down there. But nobody's listening.
Now they got it right.
The 0-1 pitch. In behind the runner is Owen. Outside, 1-1. I'll tell you what. If you hit into the double play, everybody second guesses the manager, but I wouldn't blame Bobby Cox at all. If Owen is going to be that close to second and Wallach in that close, all you have to do is pull a little ground ball to the left side.
Hit a ground ball left side.
Base hit and maybe a run in. And if he hits into a double play, hey, that's baseball. A ball and a strike. He bunts back to the mound. The play will be to first. Blauser did his job. Second and third, 1 out. He deadened it just enough. It's a 1-4 sack.
There might have been time for a play at third base, but if you're a right-handed pitcher, you have to turn around in this situation because your back is to third when you field it.
And you could see
and you make a blind throw. You maybe Burke didn't want to take a chance on that. He might have had time for a play at third, but elected to get the safe out at first. But now he's got to pitch with two runners in scoring position.
And the infield is going to play back, conceding the tying run for an out. They may come charging in as Burke delivers the pitch. Let's see. From the belt. No, they stay back. Curve popped up. Get out of here. Foul territory. It'll make the seats. 0-1.
The old configuration in this ballpark, that ball might have stayed in play.
That's right.
That's one thing that's really cut down here is the foul territory.
Gant has homered, struck out, and walked.
Home plate was 40 feet out further toward the mound, and then the fences were 40 feet further back.
It's sure a lot better for us.
We're much closer.
Second and third, one out. Burke steps off the mound. David Justice is next. Gant is the key man. He hits with one out. And he's quickly in the hole. 0-2. Now he's got to just concentrate on hitting the ball somewhere. He'll spread out in that batter's box. Gant has struck out 33 times now in 191 at bats. That's once every 6+ times, and he's already struck out once tonight. That's enough. Infield comes in now. Didn't mean to. Little dribbler to the mound. Oh, there's a terrible break for Atlanta. Trying to get out of the way. The ball hit Ronnie's bat and trickled right back to the mound. And it's all up to Justice, but I would doubt that they would pitch to him.
It's a bad break for Ronnie Gant. He was trying to get out of the way. That pitch riding right in on him. Burke gets to the ball, looks the runner back to third, then throws on to first. He almost threw too quickly.
Reynolds is out, and that does it for Burke. And Ruskin gets the call from the bullpen. And we'll see who he pitches to. It might be Justice. It might be Bream. It might be somebody else. So Burke gets out of it without the Bluebirds. He gets 2 tough outs, but they're not out of the woods yet. We'll be back to see what happens right after this. Scott Ruskin completes his warm-up tosses. There's the score of the game, a crowd of 18,001. David Justice is the scheduled hitter, and Sid Bream follows him, and first base is open. And we'll see how the Expos choose to play it. Don Sutton not with us tonight. His daughter Stacy graduating high school out in the Los Angeles area this evening. Don will rejoin us for tomorrow night's game, and we congratulate Stacy. So Ruskin is about to throw a curveball, and that's his stock and trade. Gregg runs at third. Nixon is at second, but now there are 2 out. Let's see if they pitch to David Justice. I would be amazed if they do, and I'm amazed. But now we'll see how they pitch to it.
Look where DeShields is playing, second base.
Yeah, in the next county or province. Upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. That was a hittable pitch. Ivan Calderon is in left center field. Any fly ball down the left field line would score 2 runs, and you've got a breaking ball pitcher up there. Ground ball should be out of the inning. And they are. He tried to pull it and could not. 2 hits. No runs, no errors, 2 left. That hurt. Go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. 2-1 Montreal. Bottom half of the 8th inning. There's Andres Galarraga out for another 3 weeks at least with arthroscopic surgery on his knee. Here, Randy St. Clair on the pitch as we go to the bottom of the 8th, and his job is simple: keep them where they are and hope the Braves can rally in the 9th. Looking ahead in the 9th inning, Bream, Olson, and Lemke, the scheduled hitters for Atlanta. And now Jeff Porter, one of the 2 Atlanta trainers, comes to the field to talk to St. Clair.
I think there's been a complaint about the leather thong on the glove there being too long and flapping against the glove.
St. Clair and Fremming share a laugh about it. DeShields and Olson talk it over around home plate. Greg is probably saying, if you got eyes good enough to see that, you ought to be hitting 850. DeShields 1 out of 3. He ran up to bunt, took a strike. Yuppie down below trying to start what in French is known as Le Vague, the wave, and unfortunately he succeeded. The 0-1 just missed the inside corner. St. Clair first came to the major leagues with this Montreal team. And he's from upstate New York, so not far from home. Bouncing ball up the middle. Can he throw him out? No.
That'll go as a base hit. Similar play was made like this successfully by Mark Lemke on Vince Coleman. But once the ball squirts out of his glove, he has no chance to get to Shields. He lost it right there. Base hit. And here is tonight's Safeguard Safe at Second feature. Our National League stolen base leaders. You can see Delano to Shields, tied with Otis Nixon. Behind Delano's teammate Marquise Grissom, and all behind Vince Coleman.
Grissom is 1 out of 3, and he's the hitter. Now time is called. On the message board, they're asking for more noise, and they're getting it. Grissom, 1 out of 3. Can't afford to give him any more. Mike Stanton to the Atlanta bullpen. Runner at first, nobody out. Dodgers play later at home to St. Louis. They're about 45 minutes away from getting started. He bunts, a pop foul back. Not a bad play. He's trying to push it towards second. 0-1 is the count. Grissom, Calderon, and Wallach with a chance to increase the Montreal 2-1 lead and end Tom Glavine's personal win streak at 8. He pitched brilliantly again.
14 of DeShields' stolen bases with a right-hander on the mound. He's been caught 7 times with a righty out there.
Glavine went 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, struck out 3, walked 2. Pitch out, nothing happening. A ball and a strike. Emmanuel runs through the signs. He coaches at third. Stanton getting ready in the Atlanta bullpen. Riverdale's Marquise Grissom stands back in. Runner goes, pitch out, throw. He is history. Belliard took the throw, and they had him by plenty. And once again, Greg Olson threw the daylights out of him.
A big play in the 8th inning last night occurred when Olson threw out Vince Coleman trying to steal. This time with the pitch out, he gets Delano to Shields. So two of the best in the business gunned down in the 8th inning in the last 2 nights by Greg Olson. That throw had him beat easily. He tags himself out there.
2 balls and a strike. Almost looked like the Shields gave up on that play when he saw the pitch out. Fouled it off his body at home plate, and the count evens at 2-2. One out, bottom of the 8th. 2-1 Montreal. John Smoltz and Dennis Martinez tomorrow night. Then Sunday afternoon, Charlie Leibrandt against Chris Nobholz. The 2-2. Hot shot up the middle. Another diving stop. He'll never throw him out. Same play. Olson might have a chance to throw somebody else out here.
The only chance you have in a play like this is if you can bounce right back to your feet without losing the ball. And both times, on the ball hit by the Shields and the one hit by Grissom, Lemke unable to do that. He lost the ball both times reaching for it in his glove. That's one of those plays you have to make very, very quickly. No time to think about getting a good grip on the ball. You just have to grab and hope that you get a good throw off to first, and Lemke couldn't do it again.
Ivan Calderon, the batter. Runner at first, 1 out. Grissom with 30 stolen bases. He's second in the league. Bunted, a beauty down the third base line. They'll never throw anybody out. First and second, 1 out. 3 straight hits. But the Braves still with a chance to get out of the inning.
Calderon, more of an RBI guy than a bunter. Catches the infield playing back. He knows he's got a hot hitter in Tim Wallach coming up behind him. This gets the runner into scoring position. It also gets Calderon to first base.
Stanton is ready if needed in the Atlanta bullpen, but you got another tough right-hand hitter up there. Wallach, 1 out of 3 tonight, and a 4th inning double.
You don't have a left-hand hitter coming up until Larry Walker. So St. Clair has got to get these next 2 guys, Wallach and Fitzgerald.
Of course, the right-handed late man for Atlanta, Juan Berenguer, pitched 3 innings last night to nail down the game in New York. So he's not available to you tonight. There are your runners. Grissom at second, Calderon at first. Wallach does not run well. If you get the ground ball, you can turn it over. There's the ground ball. Step on the bag. Throw across. Inning over, and the Braves get out of it. 3 hits. No runs. No errors. 1 left. Go to the 9th. Last chance for the Braves, who trail 2-1.
Top of the 9th coming up with the Braves down by 1. Coming up next on TBS, the motion picture Boxcar Bertha, starring Barbara Hershey and David Carradine. This is a story of a girl and 3 men who robbed trains and kidnapped people, naughty people, during the already depressing Depression years. That's next on TBS.
Lonnie Smith comes on here to pinch hit for Sid Bream, and when he's announced, Barry Jones is in the bullpen. He is nominally the closer, so we'll see what happens here. You trying to tell me Barbara Hershey is Boxcar Bertha?
She stars in the movie.
She's a pretty lady. All right, Lonnie Smith has been announced now. Let's see how Reynolds plays it. He apparently is going to go with his left-hander. Ruskin came on and got Dave Justice to ground out to end the 8th inning. Lonnie's name just got erased on the lineup card over there by Tom Reynolds. So it's Smith, Olson, and Lemke due. Into right center field, but on the run is Martinez, and he runs it down. That ball gets through. It's a triple. He hit it hard, but Martinez hauled it down, 1 away. Greg Olson, the batter.
You normally see curveballs from Scott Ruskin, but Lonnie Smith got a fastball and hit it hard.
Olson has been hit by a pitch. He has walked. He has singled. He has reached base every time. So against the Expos, he's reached base 7 straight times, I believe. No, we had a Monday night game thrown in. That's right. The pitch. Swung and missed. 0-1. One out. Nobody on in the ninth. Downstairs. A ball and a strike. Braves trying to get to 7 over for the first time since July of '84, but have only 2 more chances. The 1-2 pitch. Swung, hit hard to third. Wallach has it. Throws across. 2 out.
That's a good play by Wallach. That ball hit a seam down there. It was a high chopper toward third. Took a couple of big bounces, then hit that seam and just skidded. And Wallach just did get the glove down.
Mark Lemke is called back here, and Brian Hunter is in, and his instructions are clear. Try to hit one out here with 2 out and tie the game. But Ruskin knows that too, and will doubtless keep the ball away, or try to. Came right into him, and he fouled it back. 0-1.
What Ruskin appears to be doing in this inning, he's got the reputation of being a curveball pitcher. Curveball, curveball, curveball. That's what they tell you to look for up there. He's thrown almost nothing but fastballs against these right-hand hitters in the 9th inning.
The 0-1. 0-2. At the knees on the outside corner. Another fastball. Little squibber, that should do it. Walker boots it, picks it up, ball game over. Scott Ruskin gets it done, and the Expos beat the Braves in game 1 of the series. Tom Glavine's win streak comes to a close. 2-1 your final. Totals and highlights after this.